The title is Talk or Lead.
And the topic is, how should we interact with our students appropriately?
Teach like your hair is on fire. Chapter 5
And Chapter 6.
by Ray Esquith. The prologue of this book considers Ray Esquith is a teacher that tries to make a profound impact on his students' lives. He teaches in Los Angeles in the 21st century. Education has really transpired, and yet Ray creates a unique atmosphere. However, one day he finds himself questioning if he still wants to be a teacher because of the extreme poverty situation that he is experiencing.
One day he paid extra close attention to a misfit girl. During a chemistry project, the whole class finished early and this one girl struggled. He did everything that he could to help her finish, and believe it or not, his hair caught on fire.
Ah!
Failure can be a part of the learning experience. However, Ray goes the whole 9 yards to make sure that his students don't experience this failure and that they succeed.
Welcome to today's show on Talk Elite. I'm your host, Daisy Snow, and we'll be talking about the book Teach Like Your Hair is on Fire by Ray Esquith. Today we have two special guests from opposite ends of the country. They both will be talking about their teaching methods, and they both have read the book. And first we will have Ms. Christy Jackson from the West Coast, and later we will have Ms. Carrie Witt from the Southeast Coast. Come on out, Ms. Carrie, Christy Jackson.
Hi. Thank you so much for having me.
No problem. Okay, Ms. Jackson, why don't you give us a background about you?
Well, first, my name is Christy Jackson. I currently teach 5th grade. My teaching philosophy is quite similar to Mr. Ray Esquith. I believe in engaging my students with the warm-up activities and excitement to facilitate learning. Sometimes that includes games via technology or just hands-on activities. I also believe strongly in incorporating collaborative groups to help communication skills.
That's impressive. It sounds like you're the ideal teacher. So explain to us your analysis of Chapter 5, and how do you incorporate this chapter into your classroom, and how do you keep your students focused?
Well, I really enjoyed Ray Esquith's book first. It really touched me because it gives you a complete indication of what a good teacher should implement in his or her classroom. In Chapter 5, called Add It Up, Mr. Esquith says that you can love or hate numbers. He also teaches understanding and the key, not tricks. I agree with him completely because the power of numbers are extremely important in our everyday lives. Math can be challenging, so there are a couple of ways which he incorporates his class to ensure innovative activities such as Buzz and Marie Cook's tiles.
Okay, you had mentioned that you incorporated games into your lessons. Exactly how does this reflect Rafe's approach, and did you succeed?
Yes, indeed. I was extremely successful because the vast majority of students excel. They also learn morals. You wouldn't think that math games would be assessing all of those skills, but they actually do. With math lessons, for instance, I would begin the lesson with a warm-up activity so that the students can move freely and get their blood flowing. Then I would transition into a game with bonus points. Overall, I would ensure that all my students understood what was being taught and what they also understood the power, and to also make sure that they understand the power of numbers, just like Mr. Ray.
Well, that's very interesting, and thank you for coming to the show.
Appreciate it.
It was nice having you.
Thank you.
Okay, now we have Ms. Carrie Witt coming to the stage. Come on out.
Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome, Ms. Witt. Why don't you tell the people who you are and how you feel about Chapter 6?
Well, I'm Carrie Witt from Montgomery, Alabama, and I'm a 5th grade teacher. In Chapter 6, we won't get fooled again, he speaks about standardized testing. The main point he is trying to make is that teachers are out of control because this pressure that they put on students to excel in passing tests. It's ridiculous that some students are taught that test scores are everything, and it's detrimental to their futures, really. However, I'm not opposed to test taking. Neither is Ray Esquith, but some schools spend way more hours testing when they should be teaching.
In the book, how does Ray prepare students to test?
I love that Ray teaches how to study for the conditions of the test. By this, he means study according to how the test will be set up. He also says that studying from note cards does not benefit the students well because they are only memorizing rather than learning and understanding the concepts. His ultimate goal is to create a comfortable environment and to ensure that students know that bad test scores is not the end of the world, and how to gain the most knowledge in their individual capabilities.
Okay, what techniques do you use to help your students improve their test-taking skills?
My favorite technique that Ray uses is playing detective. And this, the teacher and the students come up with a multiple choice question and then the different answers. So like, let's say we have 7 plus 3. Student shouts out the right answer, which is 10. So that becomes letter C. And then we come up with 3 wrong answers. Like, it would be 4, because 7 minus 3 is 4, or 21, because 7 times 3 is 21. So we just come up, like, they have to figure out why the answer is right and why the answer is wrong. And we also do that when we go over practice exams before the test.
That's good.
Teaching morals and generosity is what teachers should convey, like Mr. Esquith. What I gain from the epilogue is the responsibility to get better each day.
Thank you for coming to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, the epilogue is called Rest in Peace. And overall, we should persuade our children to never give up. Although it's easy to get weary, we as teachers should set examples to our students. Mr. Esquith explains how kids are unaware of how important education is, and however he makes it his duty to implement it to improve their lives. Being that Mr. Esquith lives in Los Angeles, gang fights and substance abuse is very common. But yet he teaches his students to overcome that way of life and ensure a different way to escape their horrific surroundings. In conclusion, we should all attempt to be like Ray Esquith and create safe havens in our classrooms for our students. And I'm Daisy Snow.
I'm Carrie Witt.
And I'm Christy Jackson.
Thank you for tuning in to Talk Elite. That's it for the day.